All right. So, Likutei Moharan, Torah Zayin, we hold by Sif Dalet. So, after we have understood that it is not possible to receive the Yira and the Ahava, the awe and the love to Hashem, except through the Tzadikei Ador. And we have also visited the unfortunate possibility that a person is by the Tzaddik, but still doesn't get the Yira and the Ahava. And the reason for it is because his bad deeds cause him to have ksilus seichel. It twists his das, and therefore, he becomes stupid. It has nothing to do with IQ, with intelligence. And because his opinions are twisted, the result is stupidity. That in his mind, he has false and twisted opinions. And because of that, it is impossible for him to see the light of the tzaddik. We also explained that the main way that stupidity is being fed and stoked, as it were, is through eating which is not bekashrus. We're not even talking about eating something which is not kosher. We're talking about, the manner of eating. A gluttonous eating, an eating that is full with taiva. And now, the Rebbe is going to explain how do you rectify. Okay, you had the steak, you had the buffalo steak. All right, what do you do now? What can you do? Says Sif Dalet, Lashlim gam mizbeach, and to rectify the damage of the mizbeach, or they gave. This happens when converts join Am Yisrael. Why would the converts? What shachas the converts would have with the mizbeach? Well, the answer is Kol Avodah Zorah and then Koyach Kelim Gam Mizbeach. The Avodah Zorah has to receive sustenance from the Kedusha. Where are they going to receive the Koyach? They will receive it at the gas stations where a person consumes, a person gets fueled. It's either through eating or by davening. Right? So you could call it, ground refueling and mid-air refueling. And during eating and during davening. It says, where there's a damage in Mizbeach, there's a leak. Mizbeach is where the consumption happens, where the fueling takes place. I mean, figuratively and literally. So when there's a leak, they're taking the Gal Mizbeach is the leak. This is what it says, in every place, that offerings, ceremonial offerings are being given, is really being offered to my name. In other words, he who says that there's a parish that Rashi says that even the Avodah Zorah, they know is the Kodesh Baruch Hu who is above the Avodah Zarah, and they give him gifts, they give him offerings. And there's another explanation for it, that in truth, Be'elam Godol, there's no Avodah Zarah. It's fiction. So whatever it is that they give to their higher power, even if they don't know it, they're actually giving it to the Kodesh Baruch Hu. He's the only one there is. Ki av shem over the Zohar, even though they are idol worshippers. All their koyach comes from the imperfection and the damage of the parts of the altar. That's why it says that it is burnt and it is offered, for my sake, for my name. Because the entire koyach, the Avodah Zarah, is from the holy spark of the Mizbeach, the Kedusha, that fell to their realm. Okay. Now Geirim is a unique phenomenon where parts of the Tumah are coming to the Kedusha. Falling of the Tzuz of the Kedusha is parts of the Kedusha falling down to the realm of defilement, of Tumah. Geirim is the other way. It's traffic going the other way. But there Geirim, it is through Geirim, that everybody throws away his false emunah. And he follows the emunah of Israel. And there's a machniah Avodah Zarah. With this, he defeats the Avodah Zarah. The entire Avodah Zarah was fed, was corn-fed the sparks that fell down from the Mizbeach. Okay? When they are defeated and they bring it back, then the sparks that fell off the Mizbeach go back to that place, original place, and the Mizbeach is perfected. And this is being done through and this is the thing that fixes, that rectifies the parts, the sparks of the Mizbeach that fell to the Klippas through improper eating. And since the Mizbeach now is being completed, is being perfected, Mimele, the silliness of the mental faculties is also eradicated. Because the silliness is feeding of the fallen Mizbeach pieces, Mizbeach sparks. Comes back to the Mizbeach, the Klippas are subdued, and then a person merits to see the great light of the tzaddik. And when you merit to see the light of the tzaddik, then you're zoche to yira and ahava. In this world, we perceive things through a tunnel vision, certain kind of tunnel vision, which is called our das. The das is a composite of the things that you know and the things that you believe in. Altogether, the concept of das. Das is your tool to interpret reality as it comes your way. somebody who has emun in Hashem, emun in Hashgoch of Hashem, anything and everything that happens to him, he sees the Hashgoch of Hashem. Because he's in tune to that. His clear das are in tune to that, so he sees it. But somebody that doesn't have that, he doesn't even understand how on earth, where do you see Hashem B'chlal? It's a very funny thing, There was, there are many Epikurim by the French. There's a very famous French Epicurus called Jacques Cousteau. He was a diver and this and that. Shem Rishon Yirkov. Now, he was, once he met, it was Derech HaTeva. He met a Choshev woman who was very intelligent, was full of emunah. So he said to her, he was very impressed with her, so he said, I don't understand how a person as intelligent as you, believes in Hashem. So she answered him, and I don't believe how a person as intelligent as you does not believe in Hashem. So you see...
He said this in English or he said this in French?
As far as it's concerned, Swahili, I don't know.
He spoke French.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The point of the matter here is that when you are predisposed to see things, when you believe things to be a certain way, you see them that way. When you're predisposed to see things in a different way, you see them a different way. You cannot see through the eyes of somebody else. Now, the problem is that you don't see your das. The das is what you see with. You don't have any ways of rechecking to see if your das is proper. The only way to do it is through emunah. But you don't know. You don't have any idea. To you it makes perfect sense. Like in America, it makes perfect sense to legalize gay marriages. Tomorrow it makes perfect sense to legalize marriage with animals. Why not? Because the minute that their das is twisted in that direction, it makes perfect sense to them. Not only this, but it seems to them like the height of tzidkis. Americans are very dangerous. Americans are very dangerous. And the reason why they're so dangerous is because they are totally naive and idealistic and totally ruthless. So if somebody hurts their way of thinking, they are enraged. As far as they're concerned, they represent tzidkis alein, kedusha alein, the American way. And if you go against it, it's la'ashmid, la'abed, v'la'arog eskol. It's like you don't even deserve mercy, nothing, gulished. It's this sanctimonious righteousness, but they're absolute, they believe 100%. Yeah, America is very dangerous. Go ahead.
Not dangerous, but
they even lived the 11 years there and then become still with everybody else because they want to go and like me, Please look, I look like a goy, right? I'm a kabush, So. Huh?
You live with monkeys?
Yeah, you bend bananas for a living, that's right. So when a person fixes, when Gerim come back, that allows.
Is that a tikkun for the das?
The Zeh yeah, that's the tikkun for the das, yes. Then you can see the light of the tzaddik. The Zeh Bechinas, this is what it says when Bilam blessed Am Yisrael, Leishkav ad yochel tereh v'dam chavim yishtem. He won't lie down, Am Yisrael is not going to settle in his land until it will kill the Goyim and inherit their belongings. The Canaanites. He won't lie down until he will eat teref, and he will eat, his prey, and the blood of deceased, of carcasses, will drink. And the Targumoi and the translation of Onkelos, the Dam Chalim Ishten, the blood of the dead, he will drink, and the property of the nations he will inherit. And this is how the pasuk should be understood. Yoichal teref will eat prey. That is the completion of the Mizbeach, the rectification of the Mizbeach. The altar is in the chelek of teref. That eating in a kosher manner defeats and devours the klippos. How do you achieve that? And the properties of the nations, he will inherit. In other words, Adidei Gerim, through converts. Why does the property of the Gerim, he will inherit the property of the Gerim, alludes to as a mashal to the Ger Bikani. This is because, the meaning of the inheritance of a Ger. Because a Ger, when he becomes a Ger, in Maisa, he loses all familial connections. The Maisa Midoraisa, a Ger, could marry his mother. If they both became Ger, he could marry his mother. She's not his mother anymore. And like the two brand new beings. With the Rabbanon, it's Asa. The Oraisa is like that. So the same thing is with Yerusha. With the Oraisa, there's no Yerusha. So what happens when a Ger passes away? His property becomes Hefker. It says, anybody who comes and has tfisa and seizes the property of the Ger after he passes away, he's zoiche with it. Why? Because he has no Yoshim. Since we see by the Ger that others receive his property, that's why when he talks about the Yidden inheriting the properties of the Goyim, we're talking about the Ger. Okay, now we have a little shtickle problem, right? We understand you can't give a Hav except through Tzaddik Adom. The Tzaddik cannot get because of the deeds. The main reason for the twisted das, for the silly das, is from eating that is not the kashrus, and somebody is eating like with gluttony, and the way to rectify it, the damages of the mizbeach of the altar, is through gerim. Okay, that obviously leaves a little problem. right? How can your tikkun be dependent on something that you have no control about? Right? Okay. סעיף ה', אחרי אפשר לעשות גר, how can you make גר? הלא הם רחוקים מאוד מקדושת ישראל, they're very very far from the sanctity of Israel. ומאין בא זו שיבוא למדע של גרו? From where on earth will it, will it fall into them, this das, and they should become גר בכלל? But you should know there's a special instant messaging system. זה דע על ידי בחינוס הון יוסיפים רבים. It means that wealth brings you plenty of friends. A lot of friends. A lot of people are your friends when you're rich. So I say a fortune adds a lot of friends. What it means to this is that tzedakah שנותן לתלמיד חכם שהוא כלול בכמה נפשות. In other words, when you give tzedakah to Talmid Chacham comprises quite a few nefashos Yisrael. And when you give tzedakah to Talmid Chacham, you are tying up a lot of friends, their neshamas to you. כי באמת איך אפשר לעקום לבוא לאמונות ישראל? How can the goyim come to אמונות ישראל? הלוא רחוקים מאוד מישראל, very far from ישראל. איך אפשר לדבר להם שישמעו ויבואו לאמונה הקדושה? How can you talk to them and bring them to the הילגי אמונה? רק כמו כשאיך הלוך בחברו, when somebody is very far from his friend, ואי אפשר לדבר עליו שישמע, when you can't talk to him that he will listen, צריך לכתוב לו כתב. You have to send him a message, right? You have to send him a letter or a message or a WhatsApp or whatever it is that they call today. You have to send them a message, a note. So they should be able to hear even though they are very, very distant. How all this is done, B'ezrat Hashem, we will expound tomorrow, because there are quite a few basic akdamas that you have to understand. You have to understand how the mechanism is constructed, how it's designed, how it's built. B'ezrat Hashem, tomorrow we'll revisit this in that we said here, from the beginning of Sif Hey, and we'll continue with Hashem and go back. This is a huge and unbelievable Torah, this one.